They call themselves dreamers, and thousands of them marched in cities across the United States demanding immigration reform. But will the US Congress act? Hello, I'm Nathan King, sitting in for Anand Naidu, and this is The Heat. Hello again. 6 months ago, US President Donald Trump announced he was ending the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which temporarily protects hundreds of thousands of undocumented young immigrants known as dreamers from deportation. Now, March 5th marked the end of the program, but court decisions are forcing the government to keep renewing the permits. Without the pressure of the deadline, immigration reform appears now no longer to be a priority for the US Congress, and the dreamers who lived years in the shadows are pushing for a definitive solution. CGTN's Roee Ruttenberg brings us the story of a dreamer from Honduras.
30-year-old Ilse Boo was born in Honduras. She came to the U.S. on a tourist visa when she was 12 and never went back. She was 16 when she started working, illegally. She couldn't keep a job long. Eventually, her immigration status always came up.
Just to get a raise or to get a better promotion, or I had to take those ideas out of my head because I knew that eventually I had to leave the job.
In 2012, that all changed. Ilse signed up for DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. The Obama-era initiative gave Ilse temporary stay and the right to work.
I cried. Like it was just something that just started, you know, your tears start coming down because I just felt this relief, like this heavy weight off my shoulder. Like now I could walk freely.
Per DACA's requirements, Ilse had to re-enroll every 2 years. Last summer, she says, the NGOs that were supposed to help her declined to do so. This as the Trump administration warned it'd be ending the DACA program. Ilse says without papers, she lost her job. With no income, she gave up her apartment and had to quit college.
It felt like my life, these 17 years, meant nothing. Like I had to go back into the shadows.
In January, a federal judge blocked White House plans to reject re-enrollments. Last month, the Supreme Court refused to hear the government's appeal. That opened the door for Ilse to re-enroll in DACA. She's now waiting for her new paperwork.
Ilse, what do you say to people who say that you jumped the line in front of people waiting to legally come to the U.S., that you could now go back to Honduras?
That's not how the world works, you know? People get out of their country to survive and because they realize that my life wasn't just to stay here, you know? When there are other nations out there that you can make it, and if there's gonna be a struggle, you know, you're gonna have to pay a price. And then me leaving this country, going back to Honduras, and then closing the doors of not being able to come back here, I think of the struggle, the sacrifice my parents and my grandparents made just to bring me here. That would just be automatically thrown into the trash.
Ilse says one day she will go back to Honduras, where she plans to run for public office. Roee Ruttenberg, CGTN in Washington.